Hello there. So this time we're going to do the oak shakes its branches, which is basically when you're training a young blade master or an arrogant little warrior type, and you need to, to show them that their guard is atrocious and they need to be better. They need you to be better at sword fighting. So it's like what fandom.com defines it as.
Yes, a sword form often used by masters when training students, dealing non-lethal blows and effective against large groups of opponents, or using different types of weapons.
So this one is basically one of those forms that doesn't have a specific movement. It's not like Courtier Taps his fan. It's more of a mindset like Apple Blossoms in the Wind. So a way of fighting, a passive form, if you will. So we'll just work through a few of them, give you some examples. So imagine that your opponent is his guard. His guard is, say, maybe out too far. He's left himself exposed. He's just a bad student.
Oh, a bad student.
He's a bad student. So you would punish him by going and showing him that his guard was weak with a non-lethal kick to the stomach. And then say if it's more student, the student is a little older. This is terrible. If you need it to be a harder lesson on your atrocious blade master student, it could be something like a knockout blow, or if you similar to was it
Gawyn Trakand uses it
against
trying to get into
Britain's
trying to get into the rebel Aes Sedai camp.
Yeah, where they're trying to fight him, but he's trying to not kill them. So that could be stuff like this, where say they're going for the murder shot, stab, 1, 2, bang, knock down. Or overtly, you could open with like the rose unfolds, 1, 2, bang, knock down. And it's very much, I need the fight to end, but I really don't want to kill you because I think you're a good guy. So I'm going to knock you out and hopefully not do too much brain damage. Yeah, cool. That's the oak shakes its branches. Have fun. Just block and throw slap. That's all it is. Block and throw slap.
Knock him out.
Knock him out. Knock him out. Block.
Slap.
Throw a slap.
Slap.
Slap. You can slap. Good.
It's so humiliating.
Right, okay, that's that one. See you in the next one. Hello again, lovely people. So the next one up is Arc of the Moon, and it's when Rand is training against multiple opponents and uses this. So it's very like Apple Blossoms in the Wind, but more an actual solidified technique as opposed to a potential mindset you'd be fighting in. So how it works is you've got the basic way that I often use it is an uppercut followed by a spin and a downward strike. So you've got an opponent here, 1, and then turning around to face an opponent in this direction. So the blade, aptly enough, makes the lovely crescent shape of the rising and falling moon. Waning? Is it rising and waning?
Waxing and waning.
Waxing and waning is the stage, isn't it? Like when it's going from not being very big to being full, it's waxing, and then when it starts shrinking, it's waning. So this is the rise and set of the moon. Moon set. Right, so yeah, okay. Basically, watch the blade, it does a nice arc. 1, 2. And then that's very artsy-fartsy when you're trying to kill people. It's 1, 2. And you've defeated 2 opponents. Or defeated 1 opponent and pushed another one back. I'll give you a practical example. So, we're sparring our opponent, and there's a ghost opponent behind us, off shot. Reggie Gygas is over there, but you can't see him. So I'm fighting Rayquaza. I need to get rid of him quickly because there's a guy behind me. So we can do, first off, again, as always, we need to get around his guard because he's here. He's going to stab us with the moon rises over the lakes or something awful like that. Moon rises over water, so there's a couple of options. We can use the board does the downhill and open his guard up that way, but it doesn't lead itself as nicely into this. So what we're going to do is use our old friend, the Courtier Taps his fan, and go 1 and move his sword away that way. So altogether, with Courtier Taps his fan flowing into the Arc of the Moon, is going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. And you killed him. I hope you're still in shot, but if we're not, rest assured I killed him. This doesn't have to be... There we go. So, very quickly, 1, 2, 3. And just to spare Rayquaza or Dylan's face and not going full in, but when you actually do it, you'll be much closer to them. It would be this kind of thing, and then coming through, and absolutely good. If you played Ghost of Tsushima, you know exactly what I mean. Look, I'm Jin Sakai. You know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be done on this vector either. If you need to, you can do it sideways. So like, again, kill a guy here, whip through into a guy there. But yeah, that's Arc of the Moon. Basically, 2 continuous strikes allowing the Blade Master to change direction in the middle of a fight. Rand did it, so it must be cool. Bye! Hello again. So the next form we're going to cover is Leaf on the Breeze, made famous by Wash in Serenity. Heartbreaking. Yeah, so basically when we were looking at this form, we were thinking like, what's the deal with a leaf in the breeze? And we sat quietly under a cherry blossom tree and just watched the leaves fall for a day and a half in meditation. And we discovered that they're really tricksy when they fall, and that if you were to actually try and hit a leaf in the breeze, what actually happens is that the force from your blow will very often move the leaf aside, and you end up hitting nothing but air, which is cool and trendy. So being a defensive path, the Path of the Moon is all about keeping yourself safe, and this form comes into play when you're very close quarters with an opponent and you just don't have a way to escape and you need to not get hit. So this is becoming a leaf on the breeze. Right, so in this situation, a good example of when to use this form would be if you're engaged in combat, haven't yet had the chance to draw your sword. You cannot fold or unfold your fan because there is a Trolloc or another Blade Master or something bearing down on you and he wants to deadify you. So, in this situation, you haven't got your sword out, he starts swinging. First thing we do is we make ourselves scarce. So we look at his swing and split where it's coming from, and we just move out of the way, just a little bit, just enough to get you out of the way. If you ever read The Name of the Wind, you know what I'm talking about. Second, he's going to whip up this way, we come through. Third, we draw our sword, and the leaf on the breeze has decimated the barbarian. And just do that a little faster, it's real cool looking. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And the Blade Master has won the fight. So that's Leaf on the Breeze. Be real dodgy and occasionally do this. Bye. Now, Kissing the Adder. We have done this one quite recently, but for the sake of completing this series of videos, we're going to do it again. So basically how this works is it's a deflection against a stab. So Rayquaza comes in, throws a stab at me. 1, 2, and I'm under his guard. And it is the spiciest move in all of sword fighting.
Consider my adder.
Yes. This adder has been well truly hissed. Just to break it down a little, it starts with Courtier Tap to Spam, so the attack comes in. A big part of this is you got to step into this attack. You have to be brave. So the attack comes in, you step in, Courtier traps his fan. So you're here, you're now in control of the fight. You can do whatever you need to win the fight. Oak shakes its branches. But what you're going to do is kiss the adder and flick your sword, invert it that way, and then you win. You can even take his sword at this point and then go on a big killing spree with 2
So
swords.
hungry again.
He's so hungry because again we've taken his food and one more time just to practically show it because I like doing this one. Attack comes in, bang, gone, and you're the winner of the fight. And it's just you know what? Don't care if you sword fight or not. Just try this one. It feels so cool. Do you want to try it? Let's go.
Okay, sure. How do I do it?
We'll do a lesson. So
Great, cool.
I'm stepping in. You're going
Yeah.
to do Courtier Tap to Stand to the outside.
Great.
Then continue that. So swap your grip on the handle. Nope.
Oh.
So when you step in, it's Courtier Tap to Span. You're in this position. Bring your hand that way, or flick the sword that. Yeah, sick. And the sword is here, resting. The flat of the blade is resting underneath your elbow. Yeah, just like that. It's basically a shoulder charge. So I'm gonna kill you. Oh no! Yeah.
No.
You're killing me.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, and it's just so cool. So that's it. That's it for this one. That's also it for all the practical applications of Path of the Moon. Congratulations, you did it. You're now a massively defensive sword fighter. We'll throw up a few exercises for you, and there's some Sanbon Kumite, that's 3-step fighting, and a kata coming as well. So keep your eyes peeled because this is where it becomes interactive. Did that look cool?
Interactive.
That look cool? I think the music helped. Bye.
Interactive.